Good morning, LHS. This is Caden and John with your weekly news. Now over to Mrs. Ross's Haunted House segment with Jackie and Alicia.
Hey LTV News, this is Jackie and Alicia here to show you the behind the scenes of the haunted house.
Hello, my name's Bill Ross,
My name's Jeff Flynn.
and we are the, keepers of the house on the corner.
Bill Ross and Jeff Flynn first came up with the idea to start a haunted house when their children were talking about it and mentioned about making one themselves. They have been doing this haunted house the past 10 years and have created more and more things to add throughout the years.
So we're getting some more ideas and get a few more people to come up with ideas and get the place put together and ready to go.
They love hosting the house on the corner together and with the help of friends and family. Instead of profiting from the haunted house, they donated thousands of pounds of canned food to the food pantry.
What I noticed last night, there was a lot of kids as they're going through, in one of their hands they would have a can of food. So basically they were going through, turning around and going right back in again, which is great. I mean, we end up getting the food for the food pantry, so I mean, that's our mission to do that, so that's great.
Ross and Flynn thought it would be beneficial to the kids and the food pantry to have kids bring canned foods instead of paying money. They have fundraised over 600 pounds of canned foods in a total of 2 days. They spend about a month to get everything set and ready for the week before Halloween.
Hi, I'm Judy Weston, and tonight I'm playing a vampire witch in the haunted house on the corner. Just seeing how scared you can make people, even the adults, and not just the little kids.
Jennifer Parker. We're come from Illinois, and I've been cut in half for tonight. It's like watching the reaction of people as they come through. It's a lot of fun.
The clown following us.
The clown following you?
Yeah.
And what was the scariest part?
Where that half lady was chopped up was so scary.
Yeah? Okay, what was the scariest part?
Pennywise and the last part over there. Oh, and that dizzy thing.
The work of Bill Ross and Jeff Flynn and their crew created a Halloween experience for the Lexington community. The house on the corner collected 1,149 pounds of canned food for the Lexington Food Pantry. This has been Alicia Rojas and Jackie Quinones for LTV News.
And now over to the character corner with Tylin.
LHS, this is Tylin with your character corner. This week's word is ambition. Ambition is defined as wanting something so much that you will work hard to get it. A couple of staff members have chosen students in the school that they believe are ambitious.
One student that comes to mind when I think of surprising me in being ambitious would be senior Simon Brock. And I think of Simon because he really took me off guard with how proactive he is in what he wants to do next year. He is interested in an RHOP, and you have to pick a state college, and he has already applied to that college. He has already gone through that process of applying, and I'm just really proud that he is doing that. Another thing that he did was he wanted to do a biz internship, and before school even started, he had that set up with the hospital. So those were just two things that I think say a lot about him.
A student that comes to my mind when you say the word ambitious is Tessa Eldridge. She comes in here all the time and is always working on projects and is working on scholarships, and she seems to be a very ambitious person.
When I think of the word ambitious, a student that comes to mind is Gabriel Alvarez. I think this because he has a lot of goals when it comes to powerlifting, and he's being very proactive in coming to the training room and doing things to help himself get into the best position to succeed.
Thank you for tuning into this week's Character Corner. See you guys next week.
Now over to Dylan and Caleb with a fall sports recap. But first, we have a super hype video coming for you over the winter sports. Hey guys, it's Dylan and Caleb here with your fall sports recap. The football team made to the state playoffs for the second consecutive year. This season ended at Grand Island Northwest with a score of 36-3.
Girls volleyball hosted the sub-district final for the first time and beat the Holsworth Dusters. They went on to face Waverly in the district final and lost 25-5, 25-11, and 25-9.
For boys tennis, Eli Young and Damian Salinas finished 6th place in number 2 doubles at the state tournament. For number 1 doubles, Ethan Mins and Henry Goodwin won their first match. Grayson Strauss won his first match in number 2 singles.
For girls golf, Zoe Salem was 1 stroke away from qualifying for the state tournament.
For boys cross country, they finished runner-up at state, and girls cross country also got 4th. This was the first time that both teams won the Central 10 meet. For more on the boys and girls cross country season, we're sending it over to Dulce.
For years, the Lexington cross country team has had a tradition of excellence. Athletes say it's more than running and winning races.
To me, cross country means a tight-knit group of kids that feel really comfortable with each other and can tell each other anything, and that they can confide in each other and be, I know it's cliche, but everybody says a family.
The Lexington cross country team has been led by Coach Joko for over 20 years.
What inspired me was just the ability, or just something else, to interact with kids and to watch their progress and growth. I like watching cross country runners because they're my interest in running, but also just they're athletes that aren't afraid to take a risk.
Beyond the hard work, there are lighter moments.
You get to create a bond that is pretty much unbreakable. Like, kids come back here and they still have that bond with the cross-country kids that they ran with, and it's just a really great thing to have.
The strong connections are established by the 3 C's of cross-country.
Connection is, I guess, one of the intents that I want an athlete to take away from our program is that they feel connected. They're a part of something, that they feel like they belong. Once you have that connection, you learn how to develop more of your own skills, so you have that confidence. That allows me to contribute, that I think beyond myself, that it's not all about me.
Many of the athletes have their own interpretation of the 3 C's.
To me, the 3 C's mean the hard work that the team puts in and that we're willing to go the extra mile, literally and metaphorically, because it's really hard to put those into action and not just let them be like 3 words that we use.
For most of us, it comes pretty naturally. We all do pretty good at building connections, and we all have pretty good confidence when it comes to races.
For the first time in school history, both the girls and boys cross-country team placed first at the conference meet. Girls placed fourth at state, and the boys were runner-up for the 3rd year in a row. The Lexington cross-country team continued a tradition of excellence. This is Dulce Espinoza from LTV News.
All right, we're back here with girls softball. The softball team came up short in a battle against McCook in the first round of districts, 17-16. They went on and swept the Dusters 14-6 to move on to the district semifinals, where they fell off to Gothenburg in a heartbreaker 6-5.
Back to Caden and John. Now we're going to head on over to the world news with Emily and Priscilla.
Good morning, LHS. This is Emily and Priscilla with the World News. As some of you may heard, there was a wildfire in Southern California. It had currently burned 198,815 acres. That's insane. Did you know some celebrities' houses were burned too, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's and LeBron James? Whoa. Well, speaking of celebrities, did you know that Lisa Vandertrump has a jet with her face on it? I want my face on a jet. Well, every time anyone goes on that jet, it goes to charity to save the dogs. Really? Yeah, every dollar you pay to fly the plane goes to the charity. Now back to Kate and John with the announcements. See you guys next week.
Oh, guys. John, what are you doing? Don't worry about it. You're on your phone right now in the middle of a segment. It's fine. How much time do you spend on your phone a day? It's like 8 hours tops. Just stop asking. 8 hours. You know, that reminds me. Now over to a segment about cell phone addiction with Carla.
Smartphones, a smart device that every teenager must have. What better way to communicate with your friends than to send a message through social media? This may sound great, but sometimes a phone can ruin a person's mental and physical health.
I use my phone for social media.
Text messaging.
I would say I use my phone most for texting.
What I usually use my phone for the most is like going on social media or like TikTok and stuff.
Everybody can agree that they use their phones mainly to text others. But as the website helpguide.org states, addiction to social networking, dating apps, texting and messaging can extend to the point where virtual online friends become more important than real life relationships.
Well, so far today, it says by this time I've usually had an hour and 4 minutes of screen time.
I don't know how long it would take, like at least like 4 hours.
A UK study found that people who spend the majority of their time on social media are more likely to display negative feelings or emotions, such as narcissism. This results in people losing friendships, which then can put the person in a lot of emotional and mental stress. How do you know if someone is always on their phone? Well, their battery percentage by the end of the day says it all.
I usually get 2 days out of it, so I'd say 50 to 60% probably, and then I can go get the peak the next day, so I charge it kind of every other night.
Like 29%.
An average human needs about 9 hours of sleep, but their phones interrupt that, which leads them to having an unorganized sleeping schedule that can impact their learning skills, their memory, and their ability to think clearly.
I think it's necessary. If I didn't have a phone at school, I would have to have an iPad or a computer. So it's necessary to have technology. It doesn't have to be your phone.
Being addicted to your phone has its side effects, but most people are willing to take the risk regardless of the harm it may cause. The most important question is, will you? This has been Carla Lopez and Kitsu Hernandez for LTV News.
Thanks for watching LTV News. This has been Caden and John. See you guys next time.